Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Neil Haley Show. Crazy week. You got to check out me on Twitter at Total Tutor, Neil S. Haley, Facebook, LinkedIn, Neil Haley, Instagram, Total Tutor, Pinterest, Neil Haley, Google+, and also on Periscope at Total Tutor. My website soon will be up at neilhaley.com, totaleducation.network.com, and totalradionetwork.com. Just getting the whole final pieces together. But I'm excited to have in studio. Last month you saw a lot of radio calls, and now I finally got my co-host back, Coach Karen Hall. Coach, okay, you went NCAA crazy for a month. March Madness was really maddening for you, and just fun but crazy, and now you're back to normal. It's April and ready to be in the studio with another exciting guest.
Yeah, it's really exciting to be back, but I tell you, March was truly mad. And it was an awesome tournament, the conference tournaments, the NCAAs. So here we have it. We've crowned the champion. I've gone through my basketball withdrawals. Right. And then I'm settled and back in the saddle to introduce today our guest, Marcus Robinson,
Good morning.
who is a Pittsburgh native, and welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Marcus is a Pittsburgh native, as I mentioned. You are the founder, CEO, owner, extraordinaire of everything of the Pittsburgh Bullets League.
Yes.
And so we'd like to hear about that shortly, but we always want to first start out and hear about you and your basketball and how you came to this point. Okay. So take us through your career.
A little bit about my career. I'm a native of Hazelwood, Pennsylvania, and I attended Taylor Alderdice High School, the #2 team in the country right now.
Get that in.
Graduated as a part of the class of 2006. Under Coach Buddy Valinsky, who was the coach there now. And then after I played 4 years there, I attended Stony Brook University on Long Island and played under Coach Steve Peichel, who was, again, one of the top coaches in the country, who just received the job took over the job at Rutgers.
Nice.
And then after I played there for 2 years, then I transferred to Clarion University, and then I finished up my career at Point Park.
Wow. So you've traveled.
Yes, I've been all over the country, all over the world, and had the opportunity to see basketball at every single level, which not many people have the opportunity to do.
Right. So you have this educational background, and you're in charge of the Pittsburgh Developmental League. So why did you go that route opposed to maybe getting into coaching or some other sport at a university or a conference office?
The idea of the Pittsburgh Bullets and the Basketball Development League, which is the national league that we're a part of, was attractive to me because once I left Pittsburgh and experienced the basketball atmosphere in other areas of the country, I realized that it was very different. And the things that I had grown up on weren't consistent with the way that the rest of the country was operating. So rather than take advantage of a small town coaching opportunity or a high school coaching opportunity, I felt that being that we didn't have a professional basketball team, and that was one of the driving forces in developing the younger groups. I said, okay, let's start here and provide that motivation so that now I can begin to start developing professional guys and moving them overseas. And creating an opportunity that will combat, the unfortunate violence that has taken over our community, that has, been executed by a lot of my peers because of lack of knowledge and a lack of experiences. So by creating the Pittsburgh Bullets, it allowed me to get in contact with them and offer them opportunities and resources that hopefully will change the environment that the community has. As well as providing role models and examples for the high school kids so that now they take the game a little bit seriously, a little bit more seriously. And then now they can get connected with gentlemen that have already taken advantage of those experiences and or wasted those experiences, so now we can mentor so that we can start to create a pipeline and an avenue to where we can develop the kids from elementary school, middle school, high school, college, all the way to the professional league, and almost 100% guarantee a Division I scholarship and or an opportunity to play overseas and making money.
So it's interesting when you talk about looking at the whole thing with the community. The days of the playgrounds are over. So they were AAU scheduled. Once they graduate from college or they graduate from high school and don't have anything that they want to do, this is the opportunity to see that there is a reason why you should go play D3 ball. There is a decision to go play D2, NAIA. Not, I didn't get my Division I scholarship, but seeing guys from all over the country playing in this league, they say, and then they end up going overseas and making money and continuing a professional career. they know it just because they did not get that major Division I scholarship when they're graduating from high school to go to college. That's probably a lot of things that you're modeling for them to saying. It doesn't matter where you play. It's just how you keep developing, correct?
An All-American is an All-American.
Exactly. So, you know, what I like about it, it's more than just the basketball.
Oh, way more
That
than just
that
the
is,
basketball.
you know, the opportunity to first develop, the opportunity to the mentorship, and the opportunity for guys who maybe took some time off, as you mentioned, to be able to come back in the fold and experience life through basketball again.
Exactly.
That is just tremendous. So was that your original intent, like when you're thinking of your mission and your vision?
100%.
Is that where you were,
Yep, 100%.
the direction in which you were headed?
100%. When I started, you know, I finished my last year at Point Park, and it wasn't the best time or one of my best positions in life, but I took a moment away from basketball and realized how much I missed it, how huge a part it was of my life, and how important it was, and you know, in motivating me to continue to stay in shape.
That's great.
And make the right decisions in life. So I feel, why not? Let's go ahead and see if we can find other people that are looking to do the same thing. So that's pretty much where we are at this point. And another thing that we offer is I use the basketball games to create a platform for small businesses
That's
and
great.
local community organizations to get in contact with the community. Because you know, oftentimes, as busy as we are, it's hard to get populated and get connected with the information that we need. But if everybody sits down for entertainment, everybody makes time for entertainment. So if we can incorporate a little bit of entertainment with a little bit of music, a little bit of food, and then a little bit of informational sessions that can help you improve the quality of your life, then you know, that's a good day.
It's good stuff, Neil.
So, Marcus, looking at what you're doing, what background in college gave you this experience to understand? You played college basketball, which is understandable, but what about the whole logistics of running a league, running a business? Where did you pick up a lot of that stuff? In college, in your major, or more about just going out and doing and learning from others?
To answer your question, in college I studied sociology, psychology, business management, and business marketing, but I think the greatest resource that I was given was my parents, because my father has owned his own business and been an entrepreneur for over 32 years, and my mother has been a secretary and a lot of other things. So she's given me the opportunity or they have given me the opportunity to get exposed to computers at a very, very young age, which allowed me to stay ahead of the curve, as well as, like, my dad is an entrepreneur, so it's only right for me to continue in his footsteps.
So that leadership, the leadership component of who you are, not only are you providing role models for everyone else, but I'm sure everyone around you are looking at you as the leader. So how do you embrace that role?
I'm really excited about it, because oftentimes most people look to me for, you know, inspiration, motivation, just in reference to, you know, how do you change your life? How do you make the necessary changes in order to make the improvement? And I'm more than happy and more than open to share that information with anybody. Because, you know, I just feel like a part of being here on earth and being a human being is spreading the love. You know, if we have the opportunity to spread the love, then you know, we can make this world a lot better place.
And then that's a great point. Now you talk about entrepreneurship. Now my kids are getting exposed to entrepreneurship now because I'm the one they're going to see as myself, where it's not a normal job where, you know, you're getting up and you have to be at work at a certain time, go home at a certain time. When you're an entrepreneur, it's 24/7, 7 days a week, and you make decisions when you take a break. That's pretty much entrepreneurship. Did you learn that from your father in certain ways too? Because he knew that as an entrepreneur, the days don't stop, but yet you have the flexibility at times.
Both my father and my mother. So both my father and my mother, very hardworking, very blue collar people, and even till this day, I just had a conversation with my father the other day about him driving the church van.
Oh, wow.
He's been driving the church van at my church in Hazelwood, St. John Baptist Church, for over 20 years.
Oh, my.
And, you know, he works, you know, 40, 50, 60-hour days. And I'm like, Dad, why do you do this on a Sunday afternoon until, you know, 3, 4 p.m.? You know, waking up at 7 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday to drive the church van. And he said, it's a part of my service. It's a part of my service to the community and to his God. So it's only right.
So would it be accurate to say your mentors were in your home?
Oh, very much so.
The work ethic, the desire, able to, the punctuality, everything.
Very much so, very much so.
Okay.
I contribute all of that to my parents.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. And in times in which we are seeing kids through sport making some different changes, here's an opportunity for people to get things back, get back on track.
Exactly.
Now, when you talked to your dad about starting the league, was he all for it because of learning the specific things, entrepreneurship, or was he wanting you to do something different than he did and kind of say, okay, go get a job, get a 9-to-5 job, don't go through what I go through, you know, but he should say, hey, certain cloth is entrepreneurship. That's how it works, you know, it's certain people just can do it, certain people can't, but when you came up with this idea, what was his response?
Of course, I did talk with him first.
Yeah.
But the best part about it is that he supported me from day one.
That's good.
He looked at me like I was crazy.
Uh-huh.
But, you know, he supported me and continues to support me from day one. No matter how extraordinary or outrageous the idea, you know, he's open to having a conversation and open to brainstorming to help me figure out how I can get it done.
Great. That's great.
Yeah. So he's definitely been very important.
So what's the process? I mean, you're a CEO, so your hands are in everything. So before I even get to that, do you have other people on your inner team to help you with some of the process of being the CEO and leader of the Pittsburgh Bullets in the Professional Development League?
The best part about what I do is that I've been able to get in contact with other business owners and other young entrepreneurs that I work very, very closely with. Some of them being, you know, a good friend of mine, Kenneth Harper, a good friend of mine, Cheryl Lewis, who are both business owners. One's a baker and the other one's a publicist and a public relations guy and an agent. So I have another friend in Monique Woodson, who's a caterer of Indulge Catering, another friend in DJ Love, who is a DJ and provides the music. So there's a lot of different pieces and a lot of people that contribute to making this happen. I have been able to establish different staff members and different administrative members each year, but oftentimes, like I said, it's an opportunity for people to develop, not just on the basketball court. So people come and they get their administrative experience, they get their sales experience, they get their marketing experience, and then I give them an opportunity to move on to work with other organizations and or get back on track or in the avenue that they wouldn't have had an opportunity to get in before.
When we get back, we're going to definitely, I want to get to the questions more about how the development of this league, how you're able to make it a league across the country, not just in Pittsburgh. You know, you could have different things. Think of developmental leagues in football where they're just in Pittsburgh. They're not going all over the place. That organization, that logistics, setting up the games all over the place, travel, and showing people that they still have a shot. Because a lot of times you graduate from college and you're like, I can't play anywhere. How many of those kids are out there? Man, what am I going to do next? I got to go. I want to still play basketball, but I don't want to be, you know, playing on the playgrounds. I want to try to still have an opportunity to make a living in this, travel the world, things like that. So when we get back, more with the Neil Haley Show with Marcus Robinson from the Pittsburgh Bullets. You're watching the Neil Haley Show, and we'll be back in just a moment.
William Miller! William Miller! William Miller, come forth!
We're back to the Neil Haley Show. I'm with Coach Karen Hall and Marcus Robinson. We're talking about the Pittsburgh Bullets and the league and everything. So the question I'm going to ask first of all, you're a CEO of a team. how did you get all these other teams involved? How did they kind of get that horn out there saying, hey, New Jersey, I want you to get a team. Hey, this city, I want you to get a team. And so that the league feels as a professional league. And that's what the kind of your goal is and stuff, yeah.
In the beginning in 2010, once I left college and decided that I did want to continue my professional career, I started to invest in myself and travel throughout the country to try and find the appropriate opportunity. Hit a lot of road bumps, a lot of potholes, a lot of dead ends, but I was fortunate enough to make a friend in David Unteed, who is the founder or co-founder of the Basketball Development League.
Okay.
And one of my very, very close partners. So we started working together, over 5 years ago in putting things into place to get to where we are right now. So he is the founder of the league and operates as the commissioner, and he does a lot of the communicating and the manipulating and the making the trips in reference to talking to the business owners and meeting the people and setting up the website and the broadcasting and the big business sponsors and all those different things. And what I do primarily is I created the Pittsburgh Bullets to get a group of guys together that were willing to compete on that national level.
Right.
Okay.
We pack up the cars. I make a phone call, we'll jump on social media, we'll jump on Facebook and do some research. I'll make a call, ask a question, and we'll show up and get a game.
So you also get to wear the coach hat because people just don't come to your doors. It's called, in our coaching world, recruiting.
Yes.
So what is that process that you've put together to then reach out to players, put the word out, recruit players to the Pittsburgh Bullets?
The unique opportunity that I have being in my generation is exactly what we have in front of us, technology. So technology has reconnected the world and allows not only myself, but anybody else in the world to get in contact with me like that.
Right.
So over the last 5 years, I've had guys reach out to me from Africa and Canada and Israel and all over the world that are like, I have been looking for the Pittsburgh Bullets for a long time.
Wow.
But the unfortunate part about it is that because I'm still in the development stages, I don't have the opportunity to offer the necessary support to bring those types of guys here.
Right.
But in the future, we will be doing that. So, but up until this point, I've been able to recruit guys from, Georgia, South Carolina, Virginia. I have two really, really, really good basketball players, and Gabe McNeil from Virginia and Dermaine Smith from South Carolina, who both have Pittsburgh Connect ties, but were moved away when they were young and, managed to find their way back to Pittsburgh now. So,
what's been the feedback from people in Pittsburgh? This could be a tough city sometimes. So what's that roster look like? What's those tryouts look like from the standpoint of local?
From a local experience, unfortunately, the local basketball players haven't really grasped the idea like I wanted to. My original team, my first year, I was, strictly local, and I created the opportunity to be specifically for guys from Western Pennsylvania because unfortunately, or not unfortunately, but fortunately, I was a part of that group. So because we didn't have an infrastructure here to support the type of talent that was here, we had, we had all-American talent here. I've been able to put 2 and 3 guys overseas in the last 4 or 5 years that would have never had avenues if I didn't create the Pittsburgh Bullets. So the talent is here. We just didn't have the appropriate organizations and infrastructure to market and distribute and expose that talent. Tryouts, pretty much, I keep the door open all year round. So I'll actually be holding a private workout tonight at the Homewood YMCA from 6 to 9. So anybody that thinks they have it, please feel free.
Say that again. People are watching. They're coming. They'll be there.
If anybody's interested in trying out or testing their hand at professional basketball, competing at a local level and an international level, please feel free to give me a call at 412-345-3130, or you can visit pittsburghbullets.org and fill out a tryout form on our prospect tab on the website.
So let's look at it. You said you got people to play in Europe and overseas now. What would you say are the high-profile players that have played D1 ball that play in your? Would you say, do you have any D1 guys that play D1 in the league, or is it more Division II, Division III, NEIA kind of?
Primarily Division II, Division III kind of guys.
Like I wish I had that when I was playing basketball before I became a professional wrestler, because I played Western Maryland, which is McDaniel College, for 1 year, and if I knew that was a path, like all that was really out there at that time was you were going to go play for the Washington Generals against that's the only shot you have
against the Globetrotters.
Against the Globetrotters. That was the only shot for a kid at Division III, 6'9", 6'10", kind of player.
Yeah.
If you don't, that's the only place you're going. Because most of the guys overseas are going to be from D1 schools
Yes.
and top
Right.
schools.
Exactly.
So it's changed in so many ways. So how many of these leagues are out there? So first, I guess the first question is, how mostly Division II, Division III type players, but
mostly.
how's that changed the environment now? There's a lot more professional leagues in the United States than there were
there's
about 10, 20 years ago, where there's no options to just do that.
Exactly. There's tons and tons of professional leagues throughout the country. But what we're trying to do in the Basketball Development League is we're trying to come in and legitimize a lot of those opportunities, because I know you've heard a lot of bad negative things about the minor league basketball opportunity.
Right.
So what we're trying to come in and do is clean all that up, identify organizations that have done the work, that are looking to do the right thing, that are looking to reinvest in the community, as well as provide the players with the things that they need to move on, and just unite and hopefully one day compete with the NBA.
Well, that's a lofty goal.
So you're looking at
we love the reach.
you look at the D-Lo league and say we're going to compete with them.
Yeah, we don't want we're competing with the D League now.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
We're competing with the D League now,
Okay.
so that we can put it. We've had the talent. We've had in the second year we actually held an event at the Canton Charges Arena in Canton, Ohio. So we've already worked with the NBA D League. So
Really?
and we've already put a couple players in the D League. So,
Really?
Yeah, that's no question about that. So the idea is taking the next step up to now being able to compete on that international level, learning that FIBA game.
So almost like
Very
especially looking like CBA type thing. You want to continue your league to go to that level of like the days of the CBA or other leagues that were competing with the NBA.
We're there now.
Okay.
Yeah, we want to go to the
Okay.
NBA. Yeah,
You're now how old? The Pittsburgh Bullets is how old right now?
Pittsburgh Bullets is 5 years old. 5
Okay.
years old.
All right. So in 5 years, he's taken some lofty steps.
Yes, he has.
And some jumps.
That's good.
Now, but you're also playing yourself, so we want to make sure that people understand, as you are the lead, you are still the player
Exactly.
amongst your own team and in your own league.
Exactly. So like I mentioned earlier, a part of the reason why I started the Pittsburgh Bullets was to take that knowledge and that intensity and that passion for the game that I learned in New York and bring it back here to Pittsburgh and infuse that into our kids, infuse that to our grown men, so that now we can start taking advantage of opportunities.
But what a time, because you're playing, he's doing all the work with people on his team. So is that, how do you manage all of that? Is that difficult, or you've been able to navigate and create a smoother path?
Because I was fortunate enough to pick up a basketball at 2 years old.
Yes.
You know, and I've had some great coaches. I've played in some great organizations, as you know, and as I've already mentioned. So from the knowledge and some of my skill sets, basketball is easy.
Okay, that's the easy part.
Yeah, the basketball is the easy part. So lacing up the shoes and putting the
The
ball
business
in the hole.
end is the hard part.
The business end is the hard part, and what makes it a little bit more exciting.
Yeah.
So you know, having to play basketball and worry about, you know, putting up 30 and getting 10 assists, you know, and
That's the easy part.
and getting a couple rebounds, that's the easy part. But you know, selling tickets, marketing,
That's right.
you know, providing the appropriate example for the children while I'm on the court and off the court are the things that really get me going.
So tell us some of the things that you guys do in the community.
Some
Like
of the
you go out and do talks and different things with the players and all that.
Do tons of speaking engagements. I'm actually scheduled to do one with Pittsburgh Public Schools coming up here at the Career Day in a couple weeks.
Okay.
We offer support to tons of different community centers, primarily the Homewood YMCA. We work closely with the Salvation Army. We work closely with the Hill District YMCA. We work closely with youth places. We work closely with the Penn Hills YMCA. Like I mentioned, we have ties in almost every county in Western Pennsylvania, because we want to represent Pittsburgh in its entirety. So some of the other community events that we offer support to are Rockin' Roosevelt fundraiser out in New Kensington, which is a fundraiser to raise money to restore a playground in a park in New Kensington to help, you know, give the kids somewhere to go.
Good.
Nice.
We offer support to, you know, the Kumite Classic, which is a fitness expo in Monroeville. We offer support to Whammo Day, which will be coming up here in a couple weeks. We'll be doing a fundraiser with the Special Olympics and the Carnegie Police. Special Olympics basketball team and the Carnegie Police coming up here in May.
Wow.
So we'll be doing a fundraiser.
Are you setting up all these fundraisers? Or you have your team?
No, I'm setting it all up.
I mean, that's what I said. I mean, the player, but that business side is so intense, and you got your hands all in there.
Just offered support to a good friend of mine, Margot Hinton, at North Allegheny Inglemer Middle School with her Kick Butts campaign. We've been doing that for about 4 or 5 years. So, like I said, pretty much just use basketball as a universal language to break the ice and start to develop relationships and communicate with people.
So where do you all play? I know you're in many counties, but talk about some of the specific places that you travel to play in and around Pittsburgh and outward.
Being a member of, or being a native of Pittsburgh, I try to utilize the Pittsburgh Bullets to reconnect people with our basketball history.
Okay.
So not many people know about, a lot of the players that have come through Pittsburgh, but, we hold games at West Penn.
Okay.
Which is one of the most popular rec centers and one of the most revered rec centers in Western PA. We hold games at Ammons Rec Center on the Hill District, where some of the best players in the area grew up playing there. We play at the Homewood YMCA to use it as an opportunity to re-expose that organization to the community, invite new community members to come back into Homewood. We played at Peabody High School, or the old Peabody High School, now Obama Academy in East Liberty, which is the locations of one of the top basketball teams, the public school basketball teams to come out of there and compete for state and several city championships. Where else do we compete at?
How about outside of Allegheny County?
Outside of Allegheny County, looking to or get in the process of developing a relationship in the Bridgeport area. They're building a new facility out there, so we'll be in Bridgeport pretty soon. Hosted games and events in New Kensington, Upper St. Clair, Mount Lebanon.
So you're just trying to go over, but then traveling. What teams in the city? We have about 1 minute. Kind of list the teams across the country that are in the league.
That are in the league. We have the Pittsburgh Bullets. We had the Cleveland Lakers. We had the Indianapolis Blaze. We had the Fort Wayne Vision. What else? A couple other teams. The New York Eagles. So we try and house about 12 to 15 teams each year.
And it varies each year, the different teams.
Yeah,
you're going on social media and saying you want to play them, and that's how it works. Because till the funds completely go in, and then you can keep these teams in the league for a longer.
Exactly. It's not necessarily the funds, because we like to keep it at a community level so that we can keep it cost effective.
Right.
But it's just about developing the good people that want to run the organization appropriately.
I got you.
So that's the toughest part. That's the toughest
Best place to find information, website, all that stuff. I know that Dave Cable has it already up there, but for the radio listeners out there as well, best place to find info.
Best place to find info is pittsburghbullets.org. That's our main website. If you ever want to catch any games or any highlights, you can visit YouTube and just type in Pittsburgh Bullets, and or youtube.com/Pittsburgh Bullets to watch over 150 game highlights dating back to day one. You can give me a call at 412-345-3130, or you can follow us on Instagram at Pittsburgh Bullets. My personal Instagram page is BulletsM9, or you can follow us on Twitter and Pinterest and
all the different places. You got to be able to do that, because you got to do all that, because that's the way of the future. Especially when you got lots of people that come to the games that are players that probably play in high school, middle school, that want to see great role models playing ball and say, wow, these guys play great. We want to be there someday. Okay, well, that was the Neil Hayes Show. Thanks again for being on the show.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Coach Hall. Take care, guys, and we'll see you next week.
BPTV. Come volunteer. If it wasn't fun, I wouldn't be here.
BPTV. Come on in, make a show. It's still fun after all these years.